just put that tea towel across the hips for now, and we're gonna lay our arms up above our head. We're gonna sway our knees side to side to start loosening up the hips and back. As we're swaying, let's lift our heels off of the floor. And then we're gonna sway our knees all the way to the right and just let them drop as far down as they will. Our hip is going to leave the floor. Let's bring our knees back to that swaying side to side, lifting our heels off of the floor. And then we're going to sway our knees all the way to the left. Let them fall as far down as they will. And our other hip is going to pop off the floor here. Let's bring our knees back to the center, and we're gonna walk our feet out to the edges of our mat. We're gonna grab that tea towel that we have, and we're gonna stretch it out so that we have a light grip on each end of the towel. We're gonna inhale, take our arms up and overhead, and then exhale, bring our towel to our lap. Inhaling and exhaling. So as we're inhaling, we want the belly to expand up like a balloon, and then exhaling, we want the belly to pull in tight. Take one more inhale with just the arms, and then on the exhale, we're gonna bring the towel across the hips, keep a grip on it, and then walk our feet back together so we can drop the knees open to butterfly. We want every toe connected to the opposite toe, the heels connected to the opposite. We want to walk our shoulders away from our ears, and we want to close our eyes for a moment. We want to inhale through our nose if we can and really expand the lungs and belly. We want to exhale, pulling the belly down, using the abs to push air out of the lungs. We inhale again. We're making our lungs as full as they can go. And then we're exhaling, pulling the belly down. On this next inhale, we want to pause at the top just to hold our breath for a moment. It's called breath retention. It helps to build our lung capacity. Then we exhale, pull the belly down, squeeze the abs, push the air out of our lungs. We inhale, we breathe all the way in, and then pause our breath. Slowly we exhale, pull the abs down. Let's inhale. We're breathing in. Let's pause our breath at the top. And then we exhale out. So we're going to take a few moments to just breathe with our eyes closed. We can continue that 3-part breath, or we can just breathe in and out evenly. Start to concentrate on that breath. We want to visualize the air going in through our nose, down the back of our throat, and into our lungs. Then we want to visualize that air going back out, the same way it came in. And And when we start to visualize, we can start to release the stress of the day. Our shoulders melt back, our knees drop a little farther open, and then we continue to concentrate on that breath. Let's open our eyes. Let's start to move our knees back together. We are going to work on our bridge combos. So those of us with back issues, we really want to pay attention to cueing here. We want to walk our heels a little bit closer to our bottom, and then we want to stretch our arms out so that that towel is right at our lap. We're going to pick all 10 toes up. And on our inhale, we're going to lift our hips off of the floor and reach the towel overhead. We're going to exhale, slowly roll the spine down, release the hips to the floor. We inhale, take it up, arms overhead, and then we exhale down. So we're going to enjoy these few that we're doing when our back gets to rest on the ground again, because sooner we're going to be making fire on our backside. On this next one, we're going to lift, and that's the last time that our butt touches the floor. We're going to lower almost to the floor, and then we're going to take it back up. So as we're lifting, we want the quads to do the work, the top of our thighs. And we don't want the butt cheeks to squeeze here. Let me bring it down. Let's inhale, take it up. Let's exhale, bring it down. Again, we're not letting those hips touch the floor. We're going to hold the next one up right here, and we're going to switch our breath pattern. So we're going to inhale, and then exhale. On the inhale, we're lowering. And then on the exhale, we're going to squeeze up. Lift those toes. We're going to take it back down on the inhale. Now on this next one, we can squeeze the glutes. Now we're adding in the bigger muscles. Bring it down. Still, those toes are up. Let's do one more, and we're going to hold this one up. Then we're going to lift the heels off of the floor, squeeze the glutes a little bit higher, and then we're going to bring the arms straight up over our chest. We should feel a lot of things getting really hot really fast. Now that our heels are off the floor, we're going to squeeze the knees towards each other. Let's lift the hips a little bit higher. And then slowly we're going to roll our spine to the floor and wrap that towel around our knees to rock side to side. We're going to leave the knees in towards our chest, extend our arms straight up, and then our legs follow suit. You know that we like to work on these straight legs. So we want the knees to press away from the body and the ankles to flex. We're going to take a deep breath in, and then we're going to exhale. Lift the chin to chest, the towel reaches towards the toes, and then we inhale back. Let's exhale and inhale. We should not have a death grip on the towel, just maybe a light pinch. Keep on breathing. We are inhaling back. We are exhaling up. We're continuing to move. We want the legs to start to shake. We want the abs to heat up. Let's make sure that the legs are still here. It's the upper body moving. Let's hold the next one up, and you know if you were in person, I'd be yelling at legs that look like this. So let's try to reach the heels a little bit higher. And then we're gonna relax the feet down, relax the head. The towel's coming back to our lap. We can sway the knees side to side. We're gonna reach our hands up into the air, and then we're gonna turn our palms towards each other to lace our fingers. Now what we wanna do here is take the right fingers and pull down on the left hand so that the wrist is stretching. The left arm is straight. We want to feel this top part of our wrist stretch. We're still breathing here, and then we're going to switch. We're going to pull the fingers of the right hand down so that we feel the wrist stretch. We're straightening the elbow, we're pushing up. And then let's bring those laced fingers and press the palms up to counter stretch the wrist. Let's release reaching for that towel. We're gonna take our arms overhead and we're gonna work on some more abs. We need that strong core. We're breathing. On our exhale, or one of our exhales, we're gonna be reaching up to a seated position. And let's remember that momentum does not serve us. So if we only get halfway up, that's all we need to practice. Let's inhale really big here. And then on the exhale, we're reaching the towel up and coming to a seated position. And let's roll it back down slow. Arms overhead, we inhale first, we exhale, take it up. Good. Keep moving. So Ella is off camera doing yoga, and it's fantastic. Keep breathing, you guys. I just want to make sure that we're still connected. This is the easier version of this. So let's roll down, take those arms overhead. We're gonna extend the right leg out and up. We wanna flex the foot. We're inhaling. And then we're gonna exhale, take that towel up to reach towards the toe. And then we're gonna roll back down. Let's take it, exhale, up. Towel towards the toe. Remember, momentum, not our friend. Inhale, exhale. One more on this side. We inhale, then we exhale. We're gonna roll it down. We're gonna switch sides. The left leg extends, the foot stays flexed. We inhale, we exhale. We inhale all the way down and back. We exhale. We inhale. And again, we take it up. Inhaling back, we have one more. And then right here, we're moving this to butterfly and leaning forward. We want to exhale in this pose, drop our chin to our chest, let the spine round out. And then we're going to come up to a seated position. So before we move, we want to take our tea towel and we want to fold it up into a tiny little square like so. And then we're going to flip the knees around to child's pose. We're going to put this towel right between the knees and squeeze in, coming into child's pose. We can stack fists underneath our forehead if we need. We're taking a breath here. Let's stretch our hands forward. We want our thumbs connected. Our fingertips are spread out. We want to shift forward, toes under, and squeeze that towel between the knees. We don't want to drop the towel. We're exhaling, sinking our chest. Let's lift our 10 toes off the mat, just wiggle them around, and then gently put them down. There's a soft bend in our knees, a soft bend in the elbows. We're not locking joints. We're gonna hang out here, breathing. Let's inhale forward to plank. We gotta move just a moment. Make sure that towel's there, squeezing the thighs. And we exhale, take it back. Breathing. We want our ears between the biceps. We want that straight back. Let's inhale forward to plank. Let's try to get our nose past our fingertips. And then we exhale. Pike those hips back. Downward dog. Inhaling forward. Breathing. We exhale, take the hips back. Now let's take tiny little steps up towards the back of our wrists. And once we're here, we're going to slide our hands up. And we are in our supported monkey. We're breathing. Let's exhale, release the forward fold. That towel is still between the thighs. Let's slide up to our monkey pose. Straight legs, flat back. We're smiling. Let's release the forward fold, and then let's lead with our shoulders up. We're breathing tall. We're going to come into chair pose. Let's take a tiny back bend here. We're going to swan dive. We're going to inhale to supported monkey. Exhale, release. Inhale back up. Let's take our chair pose. Inhaling, back bend. Swan dive, lead with the chest. Monkey pose, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Chair pose. Back bending. Let's swan dive. Inhaling to a full monkey this time. Belly tight, arms loose. Exhale, forward fold. Take it up. Let's find chair. Inhaling to back bend. Swan dive. Full monkey pose if we can. If we're having back problems or pinched nerves, we want to keep our hands on our shins. Exhale, release. Inhale, up. Let's take that chair pose. Inhaling to back bend. We're going to do this one more time. Take it down. Full monkey or supported monkey. Release. Inhale up. Let's take chair pose. Let's inhale to back bend. And then let's take ourselves to mountain pose. Take a break here. Breathe. The towel is still in between the thighs. Mountain pose, tailbone back, shoulders back and down. Breathing, soft knees, chin up. Let's take our left hand and reach it all the way up. So if we're reaching up, we want to go as tall as we can. And then just slide that arm down. Other side, up. So we're just getting a little bit taller here, not into flexion. Let's take both hands up. We're breathing. We're reaching as tall as we can. And then let's swan dive. Let's come into supported monkey. We're getting ready to move through some sun salutations with this towel to keep us in place. Let's bring our hands to the floor, bending the knees forward. We're taking those tiny little steps back. We're in downward dog. Let's inhale forward to plank and bringing our knees to the floor. We take a half croc and then a baby cobra. We're going to exhale to child's pose. Breathing. Downward dog. Tiny little steps forward to the back of our wrist. Bend those knees in. Slide up to supported monkey. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Chair pose. We're gonna take a bigger back bend here. Whatever feels good for us. Swan diving. Let's lift to monkey. Exhale, release. Tiny little steps back to downward dog. Try to use our palms. Let's inhale forward to plank. Let's take our first full crocodile. Upward dog. Knees off the floor, chest up, shoulders back. Downward dog. Breathing. Tiny little baby steps forward. Bend the knees. Slide up to supported monkey. Exhaling. Sweep it up. Inhaling up. We find our next chair pose. Back bending. Bigger back bend. Swan dive. Supported monkey. Exhale. Forward fold. We're hanging out in forward fold. We're breathing. Then let's bend the knees in and take those tiny little steps back to downward dog. So when we take these tiny little steps, it's helping us with some mobility. It's helping us with coordination. We're breathing. Ella, are you sure you don't want to move into the camera? Okay. We're going to take that inhale forward to plank, and we're going to decide if we need our knees or not. We're exhaling, lowering to crocodile. We're all meeting in upward dog. Chest up, shoulders back, knees off the floor. Downward dog. Breathing. In downward dog, we're going to drop the towel. We all let out a sigh of relief, but that towel has other jobs. We're going to take the right leg up into the air. Just point and flex the ankle. Let's look forward and try to step that right foot all the way through. Move it if we need. We're going to reach back for the towel. We're holding right here. We're going to shift that front knee forward. We're going to take the towel and inhale all the way up to our lunge. So we're holding back onto the towel. The back knee is lifting. We're strong here. Shoulders down, but fingers reaching tall. We're going to take the back foot and move it to warrior one. Both hip bones are turned forward with our shoulders. Let's make this back knee really strong. It's pushing straight. It's also pushing our hip forward. We're going to lower the elbows out and bring the towel right behind our head, but we're not going to let it touch. We're now going to open the hips to warrior two legs. And on our next exhale, this elbow comes down to tap the knee, and we inhale back up. Remember, the towel's not touching the back of your head. Take it down, take it up. One more time. We're coming up. And let's release out to warrior two. The front arm has the towel. Shifting that knee forward. Toes are loose on the mat. Shoulders are down. I know you guys are sweating. You should be smiling. Let's shift that front knee forward a tiny bit more. The back arm is going to sweep behind us, and the front arm comes up. We're breathing. Let's take our elbow down to our knee. That front knee is still forward. The top arm is reaching tall. We're looking up if we can. We're pulling our shoulder back. If we're looking up, our fingertips should be right over our face. We can choose to stay here if we want, or we can deepen the pose. On the next exhale, we take the bottom hand to the inside of our foot, and the knee should be past our arm. We're still reaching up with this other arm. If we don't like it down there, we come right back up. We're breathing. The front leg should be on fire. Let's all come back up to elbow to knee. And then slowly we come back into warrior two and straighten the front leg. We don't want to lock that leg at all. We're going to lift the back heel up. We're going to pivot forward. Just let that towel drop as we step back to downward dog. We're going to pedal our heels. Let's make sure that our hands are close together as we inhale forward to plank and we lower to crocodile. Upward dog. Shoulders back, chest up, knees off the floor. Downward dog. Breathing. Let's take our left foot up into the air and step it all the way between our fingertips. I'm going to turn around here. We're grabbing the towel. We're coming up to high lunge. We want the back knee lifted. We want to be really strong here. We don't want to lean forward. We want a strong torso. We're shifting the front knee forward. Let's reach up, shoulders down. Let's take the back foot, pivot it down, and then bring that hip back around for warrior one. Let's make sure this front knee is forward. Toes are loose on the mat. Let's slowly start to lower that towel behind our head. Not touching, we open the hips up to warrior two legs. We're inhaling, and on the exhale, we take our elbow to knee. We inhale back up. We exhale. We're inhaling up, and we're exhaling. We want that front leg to stay in place. And then we're up. We're holding. Let's open to warrior two. The front arm has the towel. Shifting the front knee forward a tiny bit. We're breathing. Let's make sure our warrior two doesn't feel or look like this. We want to be strong through the torso. We're breathing. Let's take the back arm behind us. And then let's sweep up to our reverse warrior. Front knee forward. Toes loose. Let's come back up to that warrior two. And we're going to straighten the leg for a moment. Breathe. Let's take that back heel, lift it as we pivot down, and we step back into our next downward dog. Breathing. In this downward dog, we're going to lower to our knees. We're going to take our knees as wide as the mat. Our big toe stays touching the other big toe. We come into a wide knee child's pose, and we're going to rock our torso side to side. And we're going to settle into child's pose to catch our breath. We can have this towel right underneath our forehead. Slowly, let's start to shift forward. We're coming back into downward dog. We're going to take tiny little steps forward to the back of our wrists. We're going to come up to supported monkey. We want a flat back here, as straight of a leg as we can get. And then we're going to exhale, release. Grabbing the towel, we're going to roll all the way up, reaching tall. Let's exhale. We're coming out into our mountain pose. We're getting ready to practice a pretty deep back bend, so we need to know when to stop. I'm not there to watch, so when we start to feel our muscles straining, that's where we want to pause and just build our strength there. So we're going to reach our arms tall. We're going to step our feet hip width apart, and we want the shoulder blades reaching up. Soft bend in the knees, just wiggle the knees front to back. And now we inhale. We're going to just reach the arms back as we lift the chest. When we start to get into a deeper back bend here, the hips and knees are going to push forward. Let's inhale taller. Let's exhale. Push the hips forward a little bit. And maybe we start to feel the strain in our back here. This is where we practice breathing. Every inhale makes us taller. Every exhale will take us a little bit lower. And then we keep practicing. If we need a break from our back bend, we just come down here to our mountain pose. Let's keep practicing. Inhaling taller. Exhaling. We're pushing the knees and hips forward. We're breathing. And when we need a break, we just come back here.
Are you a gymnast? This is as far as I know.
Ella is talking about how she can't back bend, so she's representing a lot of us. Let's try one more time. Let's inhale tall, and then we push the knees and hips forward as we take this back bend. And then we roll it all the way up. We're breathing. Let's take our hands and towel back up overhead. And we're going to reach down. We're coming into flexion, so we want to make sure our tailbone is back. We can look out over those hands. And then we inhale to the top. We're going to the other side. Tailbone back, shoulders back. We want to be back bending correctly. Let's inhale to the top. Let's go back over. Come back up. One more time to the other side. We're coming back up. Let's bring the arms down. We're going to be working on some standing balances using this little prop. So what we want to do, loosen the shoulders. We're going to maintain good posture through these standing balances. So we're going to lift the right heel up. And then flexing the foot off the floor, we want to find our balance. This supporting leg is not going to lock. We're going to start to draw this knee up and wrap the towel around the shins. So now the biceps are doing some work. Breathing. Let's pull up a little bit higher. We're going to try to get the knee above the waistline, above the belly button. This foot is going to stay flexed to help balance. And we don't want to see this happening. We want the balance to come from our muscles, so we still are tall, shoulders back, breathing. Let's release. We're going to go to the other side. So let's lift that left heel up. Let's flex our foot off the floor. Let's make sure our belly's tight. And then we're going to start to draw that leg up, wrapping the towel around the shin. Make sure we're not leaning back. We're tall, shoulders back, chest up. The standing leg is strong and supportive. And then we release. We're going to build onto this, so if we don't like the next option, we're going to go back to holding the towel around our shins. So We want to start to draw the knee up, and we can go here or around our foot. And as we're practicing balance, tailbone back, and we extend to a straight leg here. We're breathing. The standing leg is supportive. We're holding. Again, we can come back here and hold if we'd like. Let's release. Breathing. Hopefully we cleared out our living rooms. There's nothing to hit when we fall, right? The left heel comes up. We're flexing the foot. Then we start to draw the knee up. Our first level is right here. And we hold this if we don't want to move farther down. Otherwise, we can wrap that towel around the foot and extend the leg out. We are tall. We're breathing. We don't like this, we come right back here. The standing leg should be doing some extra hard work here and not locking. The toes should not be squeezing our mat. Let's release. All right, you guys. Let's take the towel behind us. We are gonna hold on to either side of the towel, and we're stepping our feet as wide as our mat. We're working on shoulder mobility here, so remember that we're not here to see each other do this, so we take care of our shoulders and back here. We're inhaling the chest up, the shoulders back. And we're gonna lean forward about halfway down. We're checking in that we're not locking the knees, and we wanna bring the arms and towel above the hips a little bit. We need to breathe here. And if we want, we can lower the whole torso to come into fold, and we're reaching the towel towards the ceiling. If we have really great shoulder mobility here, we can start to lower the arms back towards the floor behind us, or we're still practicing this, or we're up here practicing just lifting the towel off of our hips. We have to know what is good for us. Whichever position we're in, we're gonna bend the knees and slowly come on up to standing. We're gonna do that one more time. We're inhaling, chest up. We're gonna tilt the tailbone back and up. The very first thing we do is lift the towel off the hips. If this is challenging for us, we definitely wanna stay here. If we choose, we can go down to our forward fold and press the towel towards the ceiling. The shoulders are coming away from our ears. And then if you want, you can start to lower the arms behind you even more. It is your choice. We're breathing. And then slowly, we start to come up by bending the knees, bringing ourselves all the way up. We're gonna take and roll this arm in a big circle. We're gonna reverse that direction. And then we're gonna switch sides. Scooping back. Hey Phil, all that shoulder stuff was for you. Let's reverse. All right, you guys, we're heading down to the floor, so we want to step to the top of our mats. We want to practice deep knee bends if we can. If not, we can get down to the floor however it best suits us. But we're lowering down, and then we're reaching back to lower to the floor. We're going to rock back, knees to chest, take that towel back over the shins, or we can hold on to our shins. It's up to us. We're rocking side to side. Let's drop our feet flat to the floor here. We're coming in to a deeper stretch for the hamstring, so let's reach that towel up around our foot and extend up. So we did this when we were standing, or at least we tried to do it when we were standing. We're going to push the knee away. We're not locking. We want to flex the ankle. We're using that towel to pull the toes towards our face. And then we want to keep our body lined up. So the big toe is lined up over the center of our chest or our chin. Maybe you're really flexible and your toes are past your forehead. How's it going, Ella?
Shaking.
Yeah, we should be shaking. How about you push that knee a little straighter?
It doesn't go straight.
And then we're going to release, like grip that towel in one hand and release that left arm out. Now we're going to let this right leg go out to the side and we're going to breathe. We don't want this opposite hip rolling off of the floor. And then we're going to bring that foot up and we're going to switch our hands. So the other hand now has a grip. The other arm relaxes out. And we're going to inhale first, and then we're going to exhale. Try to lower the leg all the way out towards the floor or what is comfortable. We're taking our spinal twist right here. We're going to keep our gaze up towards the ceiling. We're inhaling. We're exhaling. Pulling the belly tight. Let's take a deep breath in. And then let's exhale. Every time we pull our belly tight and we exhale, it should twist our spine a little bit deeper. Let's keep breathing here. Let's bring that leg back up. We're going to switch sides. That towel is now around the other foot, and we're trying to make a straight leg here. We're inhaling, and every exhale pulls that straight leg a little bit closer to our chest. And we want that heel to be the highest point of our body. And I know that some of us doing yoga are cheaters right here, so if you're pushing off with that right foot, just pull it in a little bit. We're centering this left leg so it wants to be over the center of our chest or our chin. Maybe we feel shaking, and remember that shaking is our muscles working. We're going to release this towel into just the left hand. The other arm drops open, and we're taking this leg out to the side as far as it'll go, without the opposite hip coming off the floor. We're still breathing. Let's slowly bring that leg back up. We're switching our grip. That left arm rolls out to the side. And now we're going to bring that leg across, and we're going to take it as far as we can go comfortably. Maybe it goes all the way to the floor. Maybe it doesn't. We're keeping our gaze up here. We're concentrating on our breath. We're inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling expands that breath. Exhaling contracts the abs and twists the spine a little bit more. Let's slowly start to roll both legs back in. We are going to double the towel up from this to this, and we're going to place it under the back of our neck. We want it to be right under or between the shoulders and the bump in our head. So we're gonna come into dead bug here. We're reaching for the outsides of our feet. We're pulling the knees low. We can hold on to the ankles here if we need. We're taking deep breaths here. So let's inhale deep into the low lungs. And on the exhale, we're lowering the knees. We're going to bring our feet together in our supine butterfly. We're going to let the knees relax. Let's slowly bring the feet flat to the floor. We're going to wave the knees side to side here. Just let our arms drop open. We're going to slide our feet to the corners of our mat. We're going to walk those shoulders away from our ears. We're going to close our eyes. Let's inhale as deep as we can, and as we're inhaling, we're going to curl the toes and fingers. We're going to squeeze the glutes and shoulders. We're squeezing the lips, the cheeks, the eyebrows, the ears, the hairline. Everything is creating extra energy by squeezing tighter. Let's inhale deeper. Let's squeeze a little bit harder. And then on the exhale, we release. We melt to the floor. Let's inhale together as a class. Let's exhale, release slow. Let's keep breathing. Let's begin to wiggle our fingers and toes. And then gently bringing one knee into our chest at a time. We're rocking just a few times to loosen up the back. Then let's reach under the pits of our knees. Taking a deep breath, we're going to exhale, rolling up. And we're bringing ourselves into any seated position that is comfortable for us. We're going to take our towel and place it underneath our tailbone, just as a little bit of forward support. We're going to bring our hands out to our knees, and we're going to slowly lower our chin to our chest. Letting our shoulders drop down. Let's inhale, taking our chin up. We're going to drop our ear down towards our shoulder, stretching the opposite side of our neck. We're inhaling back to the top. We're exhaling slowly to the other side. Making sure the opposite shoulder is dropping down so we feel that stretch. And then we're inhaling up to the top. Slowly our chin comes back down. Inhaling up. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Let's keep our elbows out. Let's close our eyes. Slowly, we're going to be inhaling, reaching all the way up to the top, pausing for a stretch, and then we exhale back. Let's inhale back up, pausing at the top. We exhale, release back. One more breath together. We're inhaling all the way up, pausing for that stretch, and we exhale to heart center. Namaste, my friends.